Hello, 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 guys, hello, guys. This is Igor MGTOW and Video Games, and today we're gonna do a new live stream. Obviously, there was some troubles with the audio, so that's that, and we'll do it the live stream. So just found a way on how to do it. And by the way, today's topic is how old is MGTOW? Because that's a new fascinating topic. Come on, let's see the chat, whether they have joined. One person is watching, congratulations. Stream, let's see whether people will join. Is good enough? Let's see the chat. Oh, today's topic, how old is MGTOW? So today's topic we're gonna talk about how old is MGTOW. And MGTOW has, for the most part, if we are correct, hi. Today's topic is how old is MGTOW? And that is we're going to explore because MGTOW has, I think MGTOW is older than we thought it was. And I'm planning to research, and I'm planning to basically see this. Join guys if you want. Join guys if you want. Here's the link. Hopefully that works out. And we're also going to see. Today's topic is MGTOW. How old is MGTOW? And MGTOW is a fascinating topic because MGTOW may be older than we thought it is. And I have just discovered that there are some elements of MGTOW. Oh, hello, NukiBot. And I have just discovered that there are some elements of MGTOW. Oh, hello, NukiBot. You're watching.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, good. So today's topic is how old is MGTOW?
I heard about MGTOW
And
maybe
that's a fascinating.
I heard about MGTOW maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, but it's been around for a while.
Yes, because MGTOW may be older than we actually thought because I've seen a No Man blog post Saturday, February 3, 2001 about MGTOW's manifesto.
You say there's a MGTOW manifesto?
Oh yes, I saw it. It would date back as far as 2001.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know it went back. I thought it was a little bit over 10 years old. That's a pretty good that's pretty good. I didn't know it was that old.
Yes, that's what they said. MGTOW may or may not be older than we actually thought it is.
Yeah, I think we should have had it a long time ago, back when feminists started.
Oh yes, they have, according to the manifesto, which is already made before I was even an Igor MGTOW, before even Igor MGTOW existed, there were three things that they wanted to do. They wanted to demand respect for men, serving as good male role models, serving independent lives, fighting chivalry, and they also wanted to instill femininity in women, and limited government. So basically, they wanted that. So MGTOW is maybe older than we actually thought it is.
Yes.
Didn't you believe that?
Yeah, I do
We
believe it.
just find we just find out that our own group is older than we actually thought it is.
Yeah. Like
What's next?
I heard about it maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yes. What's next? Finding out MGTOW. There was one MGTOW website in 1999. What's next?
I don't know. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the herbivore men in Japan?
Yes, I did.
Do they consider themselves MGTOW or just herbivore?
Yeah, they consider themselves overlord, but they de facto behave like
Yeah,
MGTOW.
yeah. They have a large actual man only community. I don't even know how
Yes.
many. How many do you think it is?
I don't know if I've been to Japan, but I think it's about half of the male population.
Wow.
At
How many MGTOWs you think it's in the Western civilization?
yeah. Oh yes, and I've also wait. What was the question?
How many MGTOW do you think it is in the Western civilized nations?
Probably 1 million MGTOWs.
1/5.
It may be
I think it might be a little more.
1 million
I
MGTOWs.
think it may be a little bit more than that, but yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because there are a lot of men that just simply don't want to get married. A lot of men going about their daily business and routines, and women can't stand the fact that they have no power and control over a man. Now, I say
I'm
it's a good
gonna
30. I say maybe a good 30% of men in the U.S.
yes, I'm gonna screen share this to show you the how this very old artifact.
Yes,
This I'm going to find this. Upload. Yes, screen share.
screen two. Let me see.
While I'm trying to do that, it should be loading. Yes, here. Look at how old this is.
Okay. Wow, 2001. No, ma'am. The goal is to instill masculinity in men, femininity in women, and work toward limited government. Hmm.
Yes, they were really, really moderate. They were really, really moderate back
You
then.
know what? You know what, Igor? I think with the age of MGTOW, I think it may be a little bit more than that. I think maybe a good part of the male population is probably maybe 40, 50%.
Yes, and there was there was a small bachelor population before MGTOW was a thing.
Yeah,
And
because of course, there were men doing it before they gave it a name.
yes, and by the time they made the MGTOW manifesto, MRA was dominating
Hmm.
the entire manosphere. But the MRA collapsed because of women, and we're the only ones left.
Yeah, the MRAs were they weren't MGTOW. They actually wanted traditional marriage and things to go
Oh
back to
yes,
the way they used to be.
yes. For all intents and purposes, we might just say that the MRAs are dead. We're the only ones left to protect them.
Yeah, I think they're still there, but they got a lot of women in their ranks.
And women have been sabotaging their events.
Yes, that is the truth.
Yeah, so knowing that women are sabotaging their events,
You know,
Yes.
everything everything that men do, women try to sabotage to be a part of it. Um, when I was in college, you familiar with a man called, I believe his name was Tom Monahan? He owned Domino's Pizza.
Yes.
No, well, he came to my university and he was speaking about business and how to be an entrepreneur, and there were women who were banging on the windows protesting them. And the guy was simply having a neutral conversation about how he started from nothing and how he became wealthy. And this was when he sold Domino's Pizza for like $650 million, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can be wrong, but I think he retired out of the spotlight. But yeah,
Oh,
yes,
we have another artifact here.
okay. MGTOW
The,
history philosophy. Oh, I'm gonna look that up. What is the name of that website? It's just called nomam.com.
uh, let me check. Nomad.blogpost.com. 2001.
Okay.
Dude, this is so old.
I would like to read that MGTOW manifesto.
Oh,
The history of MGTOW. That seems very interesting. I like talking to you, Igor. I learn a lot from you.
yes, look at this. Here's the manifesto.
Say that one more time.
Yes. So here. If you
Oh,
want,
by
I'm
working.
just gonna stop talking and let you read.
Yes, yes. Hmm. Instilling masculinity in men by demanding respect for men, serving as good male role models, living independent lives, and fighting chivalry. You can kill all those, demanding respect for men, serving a good male role model, just simply by living an independent life.
Yes,
You can
I've
do
even
you can do all those things.
yes, and I scrolled it down.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at that. I'll probably do it tonight when I'm at work, when I'm not doing anything.
Oh, look at this, the demands. Now we know what they wanted in the manifesto is just simply impossible.
Yeah.
It's just proven it's
Instilling
impossible.
femininity in women. I think women need to do that on their own.
Yes, look at this. Victors back then still thought they could do this. They didn't know a lot about female nature. That's why they were so moderate. But
Yes.
once they learned more, they aren't so moderate nowadays. And now they also want limited government.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, um, a lot of feminists want big government. They want socialism. You know that, right?
Yes.
Because a bigger government means they have more power and control over a man. And many men want limited government because limited government, they have limited control over the population and citizens. I think it's a man nature to be an individual. I think it's a man nature to stand up and be on his own.
Yes, and this is the first time we ever see the Mixel logo. This is where they made it. Look at this.
Hey,
This,
why don't you incorporate that in your flag?
oh, my flag is just a German flag with a Mixel style. Maybe I can replace the Iron Cross with that.
Okay.
Yes, you're wearing the stream or just watching a really big museum.
Mm-hmm.
And there is more things to find out.
Yes.
Victor is also man going the right way. Let's see what they have posted.
Also going the right way. Let's see.
Friday, January 13th, 2006. This isn't so old, but it's older than we thought MGTOW was. I
I
thought
like.
MGTOW was that. I thought MGTOW developed in 2010.
Yeah,
It's
I
even
like
more older.
2006. I like that quote. MGTOW was never anything but a tool. It's not a tool. Yeah, we are not tools. We're not utilities. We're not here to be used and take advantage of by anybody, the government or women.
Oh yes. Back in the day, MGTOW were too moderate. They didn't know what female nature was. They thought women would never betray.
You
They were
know,
they were still MGTOWs in 2001 and 2006. They were still blue pill in kind of a way.
yes. Well,
What?
men used to sit around and talk about women nature amongst themselves. Before the internet, that's when men used to, go to bars and they drink and then they would complain about their wives and their girlfriends amongst this small group of men that they hung out with. But now because of the internet, you have millions of men online and they can talk about and complain about and develop strategies on how to protect themselves.
Oh, you know something?
Yes.
What they used to call red pill in 2001 with MGTOW is what we call the purple pill.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because they were really moderate. They thought that women were still nice, they could still be loyal, and those kind of facts.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of men, actually, a lot of MGTOW men still believe that a woman's basic function is to just simply to have kids, and you know they will have a woman for that reason only.
Yes,
Even though the laws are not in a man's favor,
yes,
the divorce will just absolutely destroy a man. You still have men who they still do want to have kids and they still interact with women for their primary needs.
this was there before Stardust or Barbarossa was even a thing.
Oh yeah,
I think we Mixels forgot our own history.
yeah.
I'm thinking to believe that we Mixels forgot our own history and how we are here in Mixel. It
Okay,
basically is that we Mixels have amnesia. We basically forget our own history, forget how we started and everything.
yeah. Well, the more radical feminists become, the more a man has to defend himself.
Design Christ 58, the MRM's perpetual war with itself. Now we don't even cover the MRM because they're dead.
What is a MRM?
Men's rights movement.
Men's right movement.
Wednesday, February 27th, 2002.
Actually, the whole Black MRA thing on YouTube is at war right now.
They're dead.
Never ever, yes, not never get unified.
Men will never get unified. Look how makes how large it is. Men makes us have sort of united.
Yes, yes. The common glue is is the MGTOW label.
Yes. I'm going to check the chat. Wow, it's so old.
Hmm?
Wow, it's so old. It's like watching a museum.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I would like to go through that. and read it at a leisurely pace.
Yes, three people are here.
Hmm?
Well, I'm going to check the live chat to see what they have said.
Oh,
Three people are watching now. Wow, it's so old. How could they even cover the MRM? Means that they're so old.
well, they're still men, and you never know. Probably a lot of the MRAs have became MGTOW because of because. Correct me if I'm wrong. What have the MRAs really done? Have they like had any policy changed or had any laws changed for men?
No?
No, yeah, well, but MGTOW is actually uh, making an impact. Once you take I think I said this the last time we spoke. Once you take your money away, there's money and power. Once you take your money away, once you take your resources away, people will begin to pay attention to you.
Sunday, January 15th, 2006.
Okay, MGTOW as a form of culture. That's not a cultural game.
Well, they said women aren't gonna stop eating our lunch because it's the right thing to do. They're only gonna stop when we stop them from doing it.
Oh
And
yeah,
they mean
I
it by alimony.
I agree with that.
And they sugarcoated it to term what they really meant is alimony and child support.
Yeah, taking our money, resources, and sometimes our freedom and our rights.
Wow, look at that. Back then they were actually sugarcoating the
Yeah.
issue, and now we're just admitting the truth.
Yes. This is back before the Me Too movement and all this craziness that's going on right now.
Yes, back in the day you were actually allowed to speak with a woman and compliment women.
Yeah. Yeah, actually when you can say hello to her and not be accused of sexually harassing her.
It's so old.
Yeah.
Can I start the chat?
And then have you ever seen I believe it's MGTOW Cyber Monk? Have you seen of his videos?
No?
Oh, okay. Well, he has some unusual videos, and they're very interesting. But it was one young lady that was in tears because she was complaining about how men won't speak to her, men won't talk to her, men, they only want her for her primary, her primary function, and once they get their primary needs met, they don't want anything to do with her. Women are complaining more than one all over social media about how men are just simply just don't want anything to do with them. And this was a world that they created. So MGTOW is working. MGTOW is very powerful, and it's having a stronger impact on society than the MRAs have ever had. Have you heard of Mike,
This
the
is a new
MGTOW?
artifact. It's
Huh?
actually this is a new artifact. It's actually
20,
after the year I thought Mecca was created.
okay.
This is what I thought was the earliest artifact, but it's not. The earliest artifact, as you can saw before, was actually from 2001.
Yes.
This is 2012.
Yes. That is very interesting.
They're talking about some sort of room.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Wow, this can I stop sharing?
The truth. Yeah.
Can I stop sharing this window?
Okay.
I need I need to check the chat.
Okay.
Wow, Nutribot, this is so old. It's like watching a museum, but
Well,
I've never known
this is
it
the
was.
first time I've seen it, and I'm definitely gonna go check it out now that you showed it to me.
Now we need to look more into this.
Yes, because like I've discovered MGTOW possibly like I said, 2.5, 3 years ago, and I was frustrated in a lot of the things, uh, just dealing with my daily interactions with the opposite sex, working with women, trying to get me fired off my job, trying to get me rolled up. It's just simply a hard thing to do, is to interact with women sometimes. So MGTOW is the only way right now I can live and function.
Yes, I avoid interacting with them.
Hmm?
I avoid interacting with them.
Well, I have to because of my job, but but other than that, I go about my daily business. I'm a private person. Igor,
This seems interesting.
yes,
Have they actually censored our past? Did they actually literally took whoever controls the past controls the future, and they decided to censor the entirety of the past?
okay,
If there is an art MGTOW artifact as way back as 2001, then there may be a MGTOW artifact in 1999 at earliest.
yeah, um, okay, that's a good one. When did the internet really start to become popular? Like
In the
94, 95?
in the 1990s, and
Yeah,
especially 1995
yeah,
because of the Internet Explorer
yeah.
that paved the way for Google.
I think that men were putting content about how they thought and how they feel online before MGTOW was even called MGTOW.
Oh, are you telling me that there was Mixel before there was a TNT label?
Um, I don't know, but the thinking was there, not necessarily you know the word MGTOW, because every movement has a spark, so to speak. It takes maybe one or two people to start it.
Yes, yes, I'm feeling like we don't even know our own past.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
instead of deciding to censor the present, they have decided to basically make the past invisible,
Yeah.
since we don't even see where we started to begin.
Yeah. Well, there's too many men for that. Um, I think YouTube has demonetized several MGTOW channels. The Lion of
While they're trying to be split, they've
yeah,
decided
did,
they've shadow banned one of my videos.
which one?
Well, the one that I was just saying the ways that women are planning to attack us into the workforce everything. And I was doing that, and the videos was in an outdoor setting where I was just walking in the forest and such.
Mm, hmm.
They decided to censor out of all of my videos this one.
Yeah. Well, um, you know who Alex Jones is? No. he's an incredibly eccentric person. He has a lot of unusual things he says, but a lot of the stuff he says is true. And he considered himself to be a conservative. And for him to have one of the biggest channels on YouTube, and for them to demonetize him, that shows you how much um, free speech and how
Free speech
fear,
is valuable.
yes, how fearful people are against the truth. And you are speaking truth, they will want to censor you because they will grow to fear you.
Why would they fear a boy? Out of all the men that are ready to attack
You are
YouTube,
you, you are
why
free.
would they?
You are free. A free man cannot be controlled.
Yeah, that's it. Out of all the possible dangers, men they've decided to single out this 12-year-old. Probably because I was talking too much.
N- Igor, you know what you are, Igor?
What?
You are an alpha. You are alpha male. You
Oh,
have,
so you don't
yes, you are
have
alpha
the
male.
character.
You have stepped in front of every 12-year-old on the planet with your maturity level and your ability to recognize and reason certain things. And why wouldn't they try to censor you? They don't want other young men to think like you.
Yes, just look at this. I joined MGTOW at age 12, but I was watching MGTOW at age 11 or even 10. I was just seeing the writing on the
Yeah.
wall. MGTOW and female nature was explaining things perfectly. And I said, there couldn't be any better explanation than this. MGTOW is true.
Have you ever thought about writing a book?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Okay. Well, trust me, you got nothing but time.
But maybe, but I was, you know what I was doing? I was also, I was in school using one of my textbook paper, free
Uh huh.
paper that I could write in, and I was writing the history mixel, the supposed history of mixel I knew before I discovered this, and I said, it began in 2010, where some men found out that the war sports and they were pretty much fed up, and they started it, and
Hmm.
mixel grew pretty much
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
But then I discovered it was an entire decade older than I thought.
Yeah. Um. Uh. Do you talk about MGTOWs to the young men in your class?
Sometimes
How many are interested?
two or three. But there are some 8th graders that watch my videos, and there are some 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful who you talk to. I guess because that is true. You step in front of the pack, so to speak. There be plenty of hunters and people trying to take you down.
Yes. So we need to basically protect ourselves.
Yeah.
We should, you know what we should do with this, with these blogs, with these manifestos, with everything. We should
I
try to download it and save as much as we can.
I think you should when you get your website up and running. I think that should be one of the first things that you should put on your website.
Oh, the old stuff,
Yep, all the old
from
stuff, all the new
2001.
stuff, everything. because once you get your website up, it's your website. So you can put whatever content you like on there. And
Yes.
the only time you have to worry about being censored is probably with your government. But I mean, you can do a VPN, I guess, and maybe register your website in another country. But that's another time. That's another discussion for another day.
Yes, and basically, I've seen a large growth spike in what happened. Let's see. Check this. Oh, maybe my audience is lower. Alright. So basically, I was just trying to find a way, and it's pretty much old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And basically, our neighbors all just
You know,
coined the term so basic.
the material is old, but it's still new to newly newly created MGTOW.
Yes. Mixel back then wasn't red pill and Mixel back then
Yes.
wasn't the same as Mixel and red pill nowadays. Because back then you didn't have to worry about me too. You were free to talk to women in the workplace and such and such. The only thing you had to worry about is marriage.
Yeah.
But now you have to worry about all these other things.
I know you have to worry about everything. It's ridiculous.
Yes, the red pill has been getting slowly redder and redder by the year.
Yeah. And stronger and stronger.
Yes, if that continues, it might one day suddenly turn into a black stone.
Because you have older men warning younger men not to do certain things. You familiar with clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson?
Oh yes, the guy that said that Victor is evil.
He said that we were weasels, I think. Something
Yes,
but he later changed his mind because there is a use for us.
so because we're useful to him, he changed his mind.
Of course.
And he didn't.
Jordan, Mr. Peterson, or excuse me, Dr. Peterson, he is a traditional conservative. So he wants young men to get married and put themselves out there on the market and have kids so you can be just taken advantage of. That's what he sees. Um, his generation, when he got married, is completely different than my generation and your generation.
So he didn't do it out of kindness.
You say out of kindness?
So he did not do it out of kindness. He did it because he thought we were some sort of utility. Just like every other feminist traditionalist, they always see men as utilities.
Yes. See, what it is the traditional conservatives want men to literally seize or take back their traditional role as a man. But there are too many laws that have made it just simply hard for a man just to simply exist and just have a normal relationship.
So he's planning to use a mixer as some sort of boy that suddenly gets the traditional sword back. And then Dr. Peterson is not going to say, now that Mixers have done their job, it's time to dissolve Make Man marry.
Yeah. Um,
That's his
you had
plan.
you had
I'm not I'm not falling for his trick.
you're right. It is a trick. You have so many fake MGTOWs out there. You have so many chameleons out there because MGTOW is a large group of men, and I don't know how many it is, but like we said earlier um, during the broadcast, it may be a good 30% of the men in the United States might be MGTOW. That is millions of men. Um, they have no, when you're free, they have no control over you. MGTOW is freedom.
That's what
This
I
is the
thought.
reason, yeah, this is the reason why there's so many people speaking out against it. This is the reason why Google and so many countries want to censor it. They have no control over a MGTOW man.
Yeah, so basically they
Yeah,
want to use the tech giants to basically attack us. So if Mexico becomes successful now, only the government has to be. We only have to worry about the government.
yes. Have you heard of the MGTOW monk, Mike?
Make
Mike, the
yes,
MGTOW.
I have.
Oh,
Mike
okay.
the Midtown Monk.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's a good channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, what do you think about this?
Think-
Thinking that Nectar is just being a thing and then suddenly finding out that Nectar is one entire decade older than it and than you thought it is.
yes.
Yes, we need to cite as much of this information as we can.
Yes. It's very important that you maintain your being anonymous.
I agree.
Hmm.
Yes, I agree. We
Yes.
need to do
Yeah.
that.
It's too many. Yeah. It's too many crazy people out there.
Yes, we basically need to do that.
Yeah. Igor,
What?
what time is it in your country?
Oh, 23, 10, 30, 23.
So it's 11:30 at night.
Yes, which is why I think it's time to, why I think it maybe, why I think that the end of the spring is coming soon.
Okay, buddy. Hey, man. I really enjoy talking to you. Okay.
I didn't say it would come instantly, I just said that it would come
Okay.
in 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Well, Igor, you have a good night, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Yes, but, oh, so guys, this has been Igor makes video games and Nuki Bot is still here.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and hang up?
So we just realized that Victor is older than we actually thought it is.
Yeah, older than I thought it was. Igor?
Here.
All right, buddy. You have a good night, okay? I'll talk to you later.
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, And this been Igor makes and Wiggins, we just realized that it's so old and now we'll try to find out whether the manifest is actually real or not, and I'm planning to find out. And because it's so old and we need to test out whether this works or not, and this been Igor makes and Wiggins.